Hello, Travis Simlinger here again from Progressive Coaching, located in Zurich, Switzerland, and welcome to video 4 in the series on limiting beliefs. And I've got a good one for you today because today we are turning the corner now away from the problem and towards the solution. And what I'm going to do specifically in this video is help you to understand your own personal, specific limiting beliefs. As opposed to an abstract concept, let's make it real now. And the goal is for you to become clear of your own limiting beliefs. Now, the way we can start this process is I'm going to share with you the most common limiting beliefs. I'm going to give you 7 in this video and then 6 or 7 in the next video. And these are the big percenters, the most common limiting beliefs out there. And the way to use this information is, what I'd like you to do is think of a goal or something you are trying to achieve in your life, but for one reason or another, something is holding you back from making the progress that you desire. Something is limiting you. Okay, and through this frame of reference, reflect on the limiting beliefs that I share in these 2 videos. And if you find a connection, if you resonate with some of these beliefs, if you have said some of these beliefs to yourself before, or maybe you say them regularly in the present time, please write them down, record them. Okay, and just be brutally honest with yourself, because you've got really nothing to lose and everything to gain by doing that. You don't have to show this information to anyone. It's information that you can use to get rid of these limiting beliefs. And I'm going to show you how to do that in subsequent videos. So I wish you well in this process. Without further ado, let's get underway. The first limiting belief. So let's start with the most common limiting belief out there. I've mentioned it in one of the previous videos, and it is I'm not blank enough. I'm not good enough for whatever reason to achieve my desired outcome. Okay, I'm not good enough. I'm not talented enough. I could never do that. I could never build a business like them. I'm not skilled enough. I'm not smart enough. Very common one. I'm not smart enough. I'm not old enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not experienced enough. I'm not good enough in all of its different flavors. Okay, if you've ever told yourself you're not good enough or you're not enough to achieve a certain thing that you want to achieve, write it down. Record that as a possible limiting belief. So I can't because builds on the previous belief. Because this belief can also start to incorporate not just ourselves, like I'm not enough, but we can now start to have limiting beliefs about other people and about life itself. So for example, I can't get a good job because the economy is bad. I can't trust other people because I've been hurt before. I can't enjoy my life at all because I have XYZ problem. I can't manage my money because nobody ever taught me about finances. I can't relinquish control and relax a little bit and let someone else run certain parts of my business because nobody can do it to the standard that I can. Okay, if you can resonate with any of these beliefs or your own, I can't do XYZ because, write it down. Other people must treat me kindly and fairly. That's a big one, fairly at all times, or else they are bad. And I also feel bad. Okay, very common one. Very common actually with people with anger management problems and frustration. Believe it or not. Why could they possibly be so frustrated? Well, because it's absolutely as guaranteed as death and taxes that people are not going to treat them fairly at all times, especially by their definition of what is fair and what's not fair. Okay, first of all, people don't know what your rule is that stipulates fair and unfair. Second of all, people don't give a shit. Many people are going to treat you unfairly in your life. And if you outsource your emotional state to the arbitrary nature of human beings and the world itself, you're going to spend your life on a roller coaster of emotions. That is true. So if you do hold a belief like this, write that one down also. So I must have an easy, enjoyable life, or I can't experience any enjoyment at all. This is another classic from the Albert Ellis playbook, which I'll pin in the comment section. I kind of rephrase this belief a little bit. The meaning, the essence is the same, but I like to phrase it this way. I must have what I want, when I want, in the way that I want it, and if I don't, then I upset myself to various levels of severity. Okay, it sounds ridiculous when we say it, but how many people behave like this? I must have what I want, when I want, in the way that I want it, or I'm upset. I know I've fallen for this limiting belief before. Have you? Let's see how it could play out. Person wants to find an amazing life partner, and they're very depressed because they haven't found this person yet. Okay, they do the crazy 8 even. They go from angry to sad to angry to sad. They get stuck in this roller coaster. Tony Robbins refers to this as the crazy 8 pattern. Why? Is it possibly because they don't have what they want, when they want, in the way that they want it? Possibly, yeah, because I'm going to guess that if they got what they want, the partner, when they wanted it, now, in the way that they wanted it, the person was perfect, they wouldn't be feeling this way. Okay, it kind of proves the belief true, yeah? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, very important, I'm not saying to have no emotions. We don't want to be robots, okay? But the emotion that we do produce is super important, because some emotions, like feeling depressed, paralyze us. What we want is emotions that lead us to action, which is why I like to refer to emotions as action signals. Instead of emotions, I call them action signals. And we want to produce functional emotions that are going to lead us to get more of what we want in life, as opposed to paralyzing us or taking us away from that which we desire. Okay, the next one, a little bit like the opposite of the previous one. I must work hard, I must grind, I must sacrifice myself for my family, for my job, for my career, for my success. And sometimes it plays out all too literally. The person does sacrifice themselves, often physically and mentally, emotionally. It's a great quote I like. If you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. I really like that quote. So there's nothing wrong with delayed gratification. Of course, delayed gratification is a necessary component of achieving higher goals. The problem is when people delay gratification forever. And then, what's the point of that? All people should like me, and if they don't, or God forbid, if a group of people doesn't like me, then I'm a worthless person. So many people hold this belief. They have an external validation reference, an external frame of reference. They validate it from other people as opposed to being validated from within, which really is the only thing that we can control. Okay, we can't control how other people feel about us, how other people think about us, how other people behave. You get these mobbings and things like this. You can't control that. Other people have their own agenda, and when we take it personally and upset ourselves, we do ourselves an emotional disservice, because we are effectively outsourcing our emotional well-being to the arbitrary nature of the human beings, basically. And that is not really an effective life strategy or an emotional balance strategy. In fact, it's as sure as death and taxes going to lead us down the drain. So if that's one that you do, often it leads to certain behaviors as well, like reckless behavior, trying to impress people, putting yourself in danger. Not being your authentic self because you're trying to fit in with certain people, things like that. And how well does that work Would you rather spend time with someone who, because manipulation sort of shows through eventually, doesn't it? Would you rather spend your time with someone who is hard to judge, or someone who is absolutely authentic and always themselves? Up to you to decide. Just a question. If you experience this limiting belief, you know what to do by now. Write it down. I must be a high achiever or I am a worthless, useless individual. And like the last belief, the person tied their sense of self-worth to their popularity. A person who holds this belief ties their sense of self-worth to their level of success or to their level of ability to perform a certain task. And I would argue that it's self-serving to want to produce outstanding results, to want to succeed. It's self-serving, but it becomes self-defeating when one needs to succeed, when one needs to perform this task to this self-ordained standard, and if they don't, they feel utterly useless and worthless. Very different emotional response depending on the beliefs that we hold, which has been the topic of today's session. Thank you for listening, everybody. In a couple of videos' time, I'll show you exactly what to do with this information and make some real incredible progress forwards. Okay, forwards towards your desired outcome. That is the reason that we are doing these limiting beliefs, to make some real changes. So thank you for trusting me to lead you in that journey. I wish you all very well, and until the next one, have a great time. Cheers.